What's up, YouTube? Mike here. Man, I'm sitting at a truck stop in Knoxville, Tennessee at a Pilot, and I was watching a movie, and damn guy backed into me, and you know, I'm driving a Kenworth T680 right now, so I've got a my hood mirrors, they bend. You know, they move in case somebody hits them. But he hit me back while he was backing, bent the mirror down, and I didn't know if it was broke or not, but he just pulled off. So I jumped out of the truck, threw my shoes on real quick, jumped out of the truck, because he made my whole truck rock, you know, and I was like, oh, shit, no. And he just drove off like it didn't happen. So luckily, there was only one way he could go, and I met him over there at the gas pumps. I waved his ass down, made him come back. I told him, I said, hey, man, you hit me. I got his truck company name and his truck number just in case he didn't come over here. And I came over here and looked, and, you know, luckily, you know, when I talked to him, he was like, I didn't even notice I hit you. I was like, yeah, dude, you hit me. You made my whole truck move. Oh, man, you got to watch out for people in these truck stops, because if you ain't on the ball, they'll fucking leave and get you stuck with that bill. Don't want to have their insurance messed with or have to pay out of pocket for their shit, but they want you to have to pay out of that pocket. But anyway, he comes around, he goes, oh man, I'm so sorry, I got all my information here if you need it. And I looked at the mirror, and he just put a little scratch on it. It wasn't nothing biggie. It just, you know, it has some give to it, so it fell over, and I was fine. I told him, I said, nah man, you're good. We're good. You don't have to do nothing with it, because it didn't break nothing. But I said, when you pulled off, that kind of scared me. You know, I didn't want to have no issues with that. But man, dude, I got a guy backing right now from UPS, and he's basically backing into my damn hood. I mean, it ain't that hard if you just wait for the guy next to me to move. You know, don't hit me, damn it. He's got a little pup truck trailer, so he shouldn't be too bad with that. Although, man, those little trailers, they move a lot quicker than these 53-footers. But he's in there. But, yeah, man, just thought I'd share this with you guys. Oh, you know, well, I guess since I'm sharing this, I might as well go a little bit longer with you guys. You know, I'm driving for Super Ego right now. And, you know, I'm not sure if it's the company or if it's just all the runs right now, what they're going down to, but I ain't making nothing over here. You know, there's these other guys saying that they're making bank over here, and I don't know how, because I ain't making shit. And I've done Midwest runs, I've done Northeast runs, and the Southern runs, so it's not like I'm staying in one area. You know, I went up to New Jersey, took some loads up there and some loads out of there. But nothing paying very well, you know, especially for having to go through all the tolls you have to go through up there. You know, I'm going to try to keep it real with you guys. I ain't going to sugarcoat shit. You know, I had a couple issues with the truck. You know, my left light, my left regular light was having some issues, and I looked at it, and the guy who had the truck before put some little off-brand shit that he probably got off Amazon or something, but it was shorting out the system. Like, it was throwing all kinds of faults at me when I was driving, telling me my coolant was low and not working, even though my coolant is completely full and the coolant temperature gauge is saying it's okay. You know, my fuel gauge isn't working. It goes up to just over a quarter of a tank and stops no matter how much fuel I put in it. So I can't really see what I got until it starts going lower. Excuse me. Chasing him down. Throat's all dry. But I changed out that bulb, and, you know, most of those issues went away. I still have a little bit of a sensor issue telling me my transmission's not working right. I'm getting little red exclamation marks every once in a while, but then they go right off. So I don't know what's causing that, but doesn't look like I'm going to be running for this company much longer. you know, this week, after everything was said and done, before everything was said and done, I did $4,000 in revenue. After paying everything, you know, I'm taking home $800 and some change, and that's before taxes. So I'm not really making more than I was making doing local runs. So and you know, they do the load board, and I've seen a couple of videos of people saying that they skim off the top before they send out the loads to the drivers, and you know, that doesn't sit well with me. Shouldn't sit well with anybody driving for anybody to know that. So I am going to ask on Monday for the load con for this, or the rate con for this load. I want to see the original, not just what they show me from them. I want to see what they're getting from the broker to make sure that ain't the case. If that's the case, I'll be turning this truck in and finding another company. You know, I like working for Prime, but I don't want to go back to Prime. I don't know if anybody out there understands where I'm coming from with that one. You know, I got some friends over there still that are making really good money with them. In fact, my trainer, my TNT trainer, he just got his truck, and he said he's making good money right now. And you know, so I mean, great for him. I just can't see me going back to Prime. There's a couple other companies I'm looking at right now. You know, I really like driving this T680. It's a pretty smooth ride. I wish it had a little bit of upgrades in it, but this one's like a base model. I mean, I don't even have a bunk heater. No bunk heater, no APU. There's not an inverter on here, and I don't really mind that. I mean, you know, an inverter is what, $350, and then I could put it in myself. It's not a big deal. I just haven't taken the time to do it yet, and you know, especially if I'm thinking about leaving this company and turning this truck back in. But you know, I hope everybody else out there is doing good. You know, I know the rates are down. You know, a lot of people are getting down on it. But, I mean, if the rates are down, they're bound to go back up at some point. You know, I don't agree with these big companies like Prime and even Super Ego and, you know, like Swift and everybody else that are still hiring drivers like there's a driver shortage. You guys that are out here know there's no driver shortage. I mean, you can go to a truck stop in the middle of the day and tell there's no truck driver shortage. But they're flooding the market just so they can get their piece of the profits out of the market, you know. And I mean, they're really just cutting their own employees' throats, really, because I mean, they're just saturating the market so bad with more drivers. And I mean, I understand. I came in on that, you know. I came in when the money was good with Prime. I made pretty good money my first year, you know, and then it got to a point where I was just sitting, so I didn't want to work for that company no more, and I went home for a little bit and got to spend some time with my boys and my girlfriend, and you know, so anyway, you know, the rates are down, but I'm hoping everybody out there is, you know, trying to figure out ways to stick it out. You know, truck driving is probably one of the most profitable jobs I've had. And I know a lot of you guys out there are profited pretty good over the last couple of years and made a couple extra grand here and there and bought all kinds of toys, and you know, we're able to give your family good Christmases and stuff like that. Excuse me. Anyway, like I said, hope all y'all are out there enjoying yourselves. You know, when you see my entry, I don't say Michael from Gnome Logistics. I'm not using Gnome Logistics anymore. I just haven't taken the time to change my YouTube. I'm actually just using my other company now, which is Sex and Family Freight, and you know, I couldn't transfer from Missouri to North Carolina for the Nome Logistics, so I just let it go, and I'll go do some other stuff on some other videos and change my name, and hopefully I'll get all the followers back. Like I said, I want to do more videos for you guys, but I want to make sure I'm at a stable place too. I've already looked at a couple other companies, a couple in Chicago that I'm going to look into a little bit deeper. Personally, you know, I don't think Super Ego's a great company. I'm not going to lie to you. Knowing what I know now, I don't really want to work for this company anymore. I may continue for the next couple weeks, because next week's already all the paperwork's already been turned in. Excuse me.